We're headed off the point. Featuring Talena Moorman and Lindsay Holley. On this episode, scary clowns in the woods, selling sex toys, and manly nannies. Tonight's guests, Carson Aquino and Sam Layden. Here are your hosts, Lindsay and Talena.
Hello,
and welcome to Off the Point.
good to have you here with us.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys.
You know, being in college, we've learned some things.
We've learned a lot.
Like how to prioritize, allotting the precious hours in a day.
That's so true. But Netflix has to be number one, right?
Actually, that is number 3. Number 2 is Easy Mac.
Oh, that's so good. So what's number 1? Studying, practice?
Napping. It is amazing the things I will give up in order to take a nap.
That is so true.
Hey, Lindsay, professor says we get extra credit if you go to the guest lecture this afternoon. Sounds great, but I'm in another class at that time. What class could you possibly be in? It's a directed study. I'm going to directly study the back of my eyelids for 4 hours.
I've enrolled in that directed study from time to time, too.
Ah, you know it. So what excuses do you give for missing assignments?
I mean, the usual computer crashed, assignment wouldn't upload, wiffle ball.
I usually give emotional excuses. Death in the family usually works best, but you can only use that a certain amount of times in a semester. That's true. I actually have found that social media is very helpful.
How so?
No trigger warning on the Facebook emoticons. Ugh! Traumatized.
So true, so true. The other day I got busted by my professor, though.
What did you do?
I didn't get the assignment done, so knowing that she has bad internet, I told her I had emailed it to her. She didn't respond, saying she didn't get it, so resend. So I said, my internet wasn't working, but then she got me and wrote back, aren't you emailing me right now? So I thought I would go big. I typed back, I've been abducted by aliens who are sending my emails telepathically.
Wow, that's really good. Did it work?
No, not at all. She responded, on your way back from Neptune, have the aliens pull the assignment out Uranus.
Oh man, she got you. Well, we've got a great show today. We're talking about summer jobs that can get you into some wild and unpredictable situations.
And we will also discuss ways to fight off creeping clowns, so stick around.
I've never done this before. I'm afraid I won't know what to do.
It's okay. I used to do this all the time as a freshman. It's not that scary, I promise. It gets easier every time you do it.
I don't want to be the only one at school not doing it. I'm so lucky to have someone so experienced.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your first time visiting the Career Center isn't as scary as you think. Start planning for your future today. Programs for freshmen through seniors.
To Hanover Off the Point. So dildos, vibrators, and flavored lube. That's surely a recipe for an extraordinary night. Well, depending on who you talk to, I guess. In our first interview this episode, Lindsay dives into the sex industry.
Thanks, Talena. Today we're discussing why a career in this taboo market might just be right for you. To help shed light on this controversial industry, we've invited a student who held an internship last summer with a leading company in this industry, Pure Romance. Carson Aquino joins us to share his experience. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Carson, A lot of students at Hanover will pursue internships during their college career. This process can seem overwhelming at times. You got a real hands-on experience with this industry through your internship. Kidding. Can you explain how you got into such a taboo field of work?
Actually, my mom was the one who got me the job. We were at we were at dinner one time, and across the restaurant we saw the CEO of Pure Romance, and he is the parent of one of my mom's students. And she goes, "Oh, that's the CEO of Pure Romance." And I was like, "Oh, that'd be a cool place to intern." And year later, I get a interview with him, and he gives me a tour of the office, and then offers me an internship.
Wow, that's awesome, man. So we understand that the workplace was overwhelmingly female, and that may have caused you to receive some special attention. Did you have any interesting encounters while on the job?
Yeah, there were 2 times that stood out. So the consultants are the main part of Pure Romance. Pure Romance sells product to the consultants, and they sell to the actual customers. And Pure Romance, as corporate, throws a thing called National Convention and invites consultants from all over the United States to come and get talks about how to make their business better, how to sell more. So I was helping out with this over the summer, and at one of the lunches, I saw a consultant walking with a box, and I said, "Why don't you let me carry that for you?" To show her to her spot, and she said, "Oh, that's so nice of you." I'm like, "I'm just the hired help." And she goes, "No, you're just the hired hotness." So yeah, that was a little awkward.
Wow.
And then towards the end of national training, we did a concert. And so after I worked the concert, I got to go in and listen a little while. So I was hanging out, talking with some people that I'd worked with all summer. And one of the consultants walks up behind me and just grabs my butt. And I kind of just turned around and was like, "Oh, okay, that just happened." But it was all playful and harmless. So.
Yeah. Part of the reason why the sex toy industry has grown so much over the course of its lifetime is because of innovations that allow an individual to shop in private, like the internet. No one wants to go into a store and say, "Where's your biggest and bumpiest dildo?" Can you tell us what Pure Romance is doing to innovate?
Well, Pure Romance does have an online website with discreet shipping, so nobody's going to know if you have a box at your door that it has sex toys in it. But also, the consultants bring the sex toys to the customer's house and throw a party, sort of like Mary Kay products. And you order in a private room, and nobody else at the party will know what exactly you buy.
One more thing. Is there a chance that you will return to Pure Romance after you graduate from Hanover College?
If it was up to me, then yes, I would.
Oh, wow. Well, it seems like you've had an interesting experience working at Pure Romance. It was a real pleasure having you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, folks, Carson will be completing his junior year of college this year. We wish him the best of luck, and hey, you never know, maybe, just maybe, down the road we'll see Carson as a top dog in the sex toy industry. We hope that you learned a thing or two about the internship process and that we've opened you up, no pun intended, to the sex toy industry.
Sounds like Carson's business scholars classes really have some fringe benefits. I need to look into getting into some classes with benefits. We're all too familiar with sitting in those latter courses you have no interest in. I mean, 70 minutes in geology trying to discern the difference between covalent bonds and ionic bonds. Talk about a subject that's dumb as a box of rocks. And then the professors don't seem to know the difference between 100 level and 300 level classes. I go into the Learning Center for tutoring and the senior geology tutor looks at my assignment and says, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm learning in my class too." What? But really, the education we're getting here is great. When I was looking for colleges, I told myself I wasn't going to worry about the sticker price, so I picked Hanover. Then I got my bill. On top of tuition, room, and board, there are fees. There's a fee for science class, for staying in my dorm over break, for walking briskly around campus. Seriously, that's no joke. Fitness walking costs $25. They should call this place Hand Over the Money College. Next year, I hear they're adding a noise pollution fee to loud fraternity parties. But no worries, I've got a plan. Last month, my roommate told me that getting hit by a college vehicle gets you free tuition. All of a sudden, Hanover streets seem to be paved in gold. UPS vehicles, maintenance trucks. I even tried to jump in front of the president's golf cart. Of course, he swerved faster than a Fiji after a hookup. So in a way, it worked because the look on his face was priceless. And we really get a lot for our money here at Hanover. Just ask the student tour guides. They certainly get the award for enthusiasm. Panther pride oozes from every pore. The other day, I overheard a tour. A student asked about the lack of air conditioning. Oldest college in Indiana, no charge for the real 1827 experience. Plus, you save money on blankets. Then the high schoolers mentioned the 2-day-old spaghetti they eaten at lunch. The guy beamed red and blue. No waste here, we're totally environmental. Now, just as an aside, I'm a believer in recycling. But here, ground turkey begins life as a turkey burger, then shows up as nacho meat. Finally, it gets plopped on top of some rice under the guise of Asian cuisine. I'm hip to use Sodexo. Salt, pepper, and prayer does not chicken teriyaki make. Those prospective students were not fooled either. One rolled their eyes and said, "What's the point?" The tour guide began gesturing wildly. The point, it's the only spot on campus where you can see 3 bends in the river." But really, what's the point of the point? It is a nice backdrop for Parker Auditorium, but it surprises me how many people don't know about Parker. I usually get 2 questions. Where is it? And isn't it condemned? So for all of you that don't know, it's across the quad. It's the building on the brochure. You're still confused? It's the building you climbed on in the middle of the night with your drunken friends. Oh yeah, that's the one. Next, of course, I explained that. Yes, it is condemned. That's why it's reserved for classes, club meetings, and practice. It's also haunted, but that's not the scariest thing around Hanover these days. Something's lurking on Hanover's campus, and it's not your midterm grade report. Clowns have been allegedly terrorizing Hanover students. Not like friendly birthday party clowns scaring children with balloon animals, but more like something fresh out of American Horror Story. But not every student is afraid of clowns. Many students have many ways of defending themselves against these possible attackers. So take a look.
I'm terrified. Clowns are my worst fear.
I was sitting at a bench the other day and I was a little bit scared just in case like a clown walked up behind me and scared me.
I think they're townies hanging out here trying to scare us.
How would you react to coming face to face with a clown?
Some bad things might happen to the clown.
Hit it with my car.
I think my first response would be to ignore it, and then if it like were to come after me, I would probably run. I'm not much of a fighter.
A book bag.
I have like a little Swiss Army knife.
Whack it with my backpack, I don't know.
Always like to pretend that I have a gun right here, but never actually show them.
Okay.
Kind of give the facade that I'm carrying, but I don't have a gun.
Well, I don't carry anything yet. I'm gonna get some mace and maybe a baseball bat.
There have been some thoughts that it could be Lake Lambert, our president.
What?
So clowns, these Hanover students are ready for you. Are you ready, Lindsay?
Yeah, we ain't afraid no clowns. Way to go, Hanoverians. We've got real fears, like not getting on a frat party guest list. Greek life. It's big here at Hanover. I was talking to my friend who's a fraternity president. He was saying it isn't all fun and games. He's finding most college students act like children. twice his fraternity members have asked for his help tying their shoes. First you make the little bunny ears. Another thing, they're constantly asking for his permission, like they just cannot stand to have an adult's validation. It's funny to listen to him on the phone taking one of these emergency calls. Yes, you can go to Hinkle's whenever you want now. Yes, you do have to pay for it yourself. You stayed up all night watching Netflix? I'm not your priest. You don't have to confess your sins. You like to do what in your spare time? No, I don't want to know that you wander around Hanover's woods wearing the Panther mascot costume. But the Greek houses do have their stereotypes. Another friend of mine is in the house known as the gay fraternity. When I asked him about it, he said that's just an overblown joke, and his boyfriend thinks so too. And when I go to a frat party, I belong to a select group at Hanover College. You'll find us on Saturday nights. We stand out in the crowd, the few, the proud, the sober. When you're sober, Saturday nights bring a little extra fun. Loud music, dancing, helping your friends keep their clothes on in public. So speaking of keeping clothes on in public, that can be half the battle when you're taking care of little kids. Let's go to Talena for more.
Guys in college are always looking for jobs to make a few extra bucks and have some fun along the way. Summer jobs come in many different shapes and sizes, but it's safe to say that many guys wouldn't think of becoming a nanny, especially if you're a dude. But one Hanover College student did, and it gave him a summer that he would never forget. Today we have Sam Layden with us. Sam is a Sam is a sophomore at Hanover College from Milan, Indiana. And he experienced the wacky opportunity of nannying last summer. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Sam, or Manny Sammy, whichever one you prefer, it's pretty common for an 18-year-old to want to earn a few extra bucks before heading off to college. But you spent the whole summer basically raising 2 children. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I raised an 8-year-old boy. His name's Landon. He was just he's kind of a video game nerd, bookworm type kid. And then there was a 6-year-old girl. Her name's Ella. She's a huge diva and the biggest drama queen I've ever met in my life. And oh gosh, she's something else. But anyway, they both went to my church, and their mom approached me one day and asked me if I wanted the job, and I said absolutely.
So it seemed like you had some very interesting kids.
Yeah, they were.
Do you have any moments that will stick with you for a while?
Well, the one moment I can remember is right before my senior year of prom when we were getting ready to take pictures, and me and my date went to go take pictures, and Landon and Ella were there. And as soon as we walked out the door to get pictures with them, Ella immediately just kind of gave my date just like this death stare. Just like this big old stank eye, like I was her piece of property or something, and that she was invading on it. So that was always pretty memorable.
Your experience have really offered us a new perspective on what it's like to be a male nanny, which is really helpful because more and more males are actually looking at this job opportunity. It's been shown that there's a 10% increase in the number of male nannies. That's huge, and it's obvious that you have a lot of experience. Is there anything that you have to say on nannying being the next big thing?
I think when you put it into perspective, really, you just gotta kind of look into the perspective of what the kids feel like. It doesn't really matter if you're a guy or a girl, man or woman, whatever. I think anyone can nanny children as long as they kind of get the picture of what the children feel, what they like, what they dislike, and really it's all about connecting with kind of your inner kid again and just having fun with it.
It's been so great to hear your insights on the Manny movement and how it personally applied to your summer. So thanks for coming on the show, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
College guys, sharpen your childcare skills and brush off those resumes. There are new job opportunities on the horizon, and one of them could be for you. We'll be right back with more Off the Point after these messages.
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Sober sex. Hey, what's going on in here? You guys about to get it on?
Who are you?
Sober sex, fool. Keeps me up all night. Gives me energy that lasts for hours.
Wow, I've never felt like this before. I feel like I could go all night long.
I don't feel so good.
Got any more?
Now she want a photo, you already know though. You only live once, that's the motto, nigga. YOLO, and we bout it every day, every day, every day. Like we sitting on the bench, nigga. We don't really play every day, every day. Fuck with any
Sober sex. It's the only way to go. Warning, do not drink sober sex. If you are opposed to pleasure, don't enjoy a good time, or love regretting your decisions in the morning. Sober sex. It's the only thing I choose.
Never felt like that before.
From now on, I'm only having sober sex.
Hello there. At the Duggan Library, we're making vast expansions into the crazy world of cyberspace. Yes, we now provide numerous useful online resources and services. Studying for that latter course that you have absolutely no grasp on? Check out our LibGuides that offer direction and information for specific major courses. Maybe even that one that you're struggling with right now. Doing a research paper? Pow! We have dozens of the best research databases in the world at the click of your mouse. And if you're away from the library, you can even chat online with one of our dutiful librarians who are here to serve you. Yes, we have a lot of books. What does this all mean, you might ask? It means that all you lazy bums out there can do this from your very own computer. It also means that I don't have to wear pants to work.
Thanks for joining us today off the Point.
The jokes and segments on this program were written by the students of the Writing for Media course. We'd like to invite them to join us on stage. Wow.
Well, thanks for watching. Stay sexy, manly, and off the point, Hanover.
Woo!